The Honorable Professor Wiwik Rabiatul Adawiyah, M.Sc. Ph.D., the Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Business Universitas Jenderal Soedirman, the Honorable Professor Dr. Eko Suyono, S.A. M.Sc. AK, the Head of the Accounting Department Universitas Jenderal Soedirman, the Honorable Dr. Poppy Dian Indira Kusuma, S.A. M.Sc. AKCA, the Head of Master in Accounting Study Program, the Honorable Mr. Askarian Ravinda, S.A. M.Sc. Ph.D. AKCA, the Chairman of the Third International Students Conference on Accounting and Business, and all participants present here. A wonderful morning to all of you. May peace be upon us. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the International Seminar of the Third International Students Conference on Accounting and Business, Iscoab. I am Syaiful Pamungkas, a second-year accounting student in the Faculty of Economic and Business, as the MC for this international seminar. On behalf of the committee, we are very grateful to be blessed with health and opportunity to gather here. Today's event comprises two sessions. The first session for the next 3 hours is an international seminar to exchange information about AI for greater transparency, auditability, and business sustainability. After a break at 12:45 p.m., we will continue to the second session or parallel session. It is the opportunity for students and other academics involved in sharing research and results to get feedback and ideas for enhancing the quality of their papers. For all the participants are welcome to join in the parallel session. Zoom link for the parallel session have been provided in the book program. Before we proceed, let me read the rundown for this event. The first is chanting prayer. The second is singing Indonesia Raya. The third is speech. The fourth is photo session. The main agenda, the international seminar. The next is break. The seventh is paper presentation. 8th, break. 9th, announcement of best paper and presenter. And the last one is closing. Honorable guests, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, the international seminar is commenced by praying together, led by Mr. Aristiawan S.A. To Mr. Aristiawan S.A., the time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I read prayer with method Islam. Said followers of other religions are welcome pray in heart according to religion and belief each. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil mursalin nabiyina Muhammadin sallallahu alaihi wasallam wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wattabi'ina wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsanin ila yaumiddin. Press, we thank you so that on this morning we can hold the Third International Student Conference on Accounting and Business, Iscoab 2024. Allahumma anfa'ni bima 'allamtani wa 'allimni ma yanfa'uni wa zidni ilman. Alhamdulillah ala kulli halin wa a'udzu billahi min halin ahlin nar. Ya Allah, benefit me with that which you have taught me, and teach me that which will benefit me, and increase me in knowledge. All praise is due to Allah in every condition, and I seek refuge in Allah from the condition of the people of the fire. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'an wa rizqan thayyiban wa amalan mutaqabbalan. Ya Allah, I ask you for knowledge that is of benefit, a good profession, and deeds that will be accepted. Allahumma inni a'udzubika min ilmin la yanfa' wa min du'a'i la yusma' wa man qalbin la yahsha' wa min nafsin la tasba'. Ya Allah, I seek refuge with you from knowledge that is of no benefit, from a supplication that is not heard, from a heart that does not fear, and from a soul that is not satisfied. Rabbi zidni ilma. Ya my Rabb, increase me in knowledge. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Ari. Ladies and gentlemen, the second agenda is listening to national anthem of the Republic of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya. To the committee, please proceed. Thank you. And the next agenda is to welcome an opening speech by the chairman of the Third International Students Conference on Accounting and Business, Mr. Askarian Ravinda, SA, M.Sc, Ph.D, AKCA. Let us welcome Mr. Askarian Ravinda, SA, M.Sc, Ph.D, AKCA.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Dean Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Jenderal Sudirman, Profesor Vivek Rabiatul Adawiyah, Head of Accounting Department, Professor Dr. Eko Siono, also all the Honorable Speaker, Dorka Nagy Jozsa from Hungary, Dr. Effiezal Abdul Wahab from Curtin University, Australia, Associate Professor T.S. Dr. I.D. Ahmi CA from Universiti Utara, Malaysia, Professor Syaiful Ali, MIS Ph.D. IKCA from Gadjah Mada University, and to all participants and presenter of the International Student Conference on Accounting and Business 2024. Praise and gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for the abundance of His grace and mercy, which has given us convenience and strength to hold the International Student Conference on Accounting and Business 2024. With the topic of this year is IA for Greater Transparency, Auditability, and Business Sustainability. The Student Association of Master Accounting Department and also Master Accounting Department, Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Jenderal Sudirman organized the International Student Conference on the third year. Today is the third year, and this event has annually, and we receive around 70 scientific paper, and around 60 paper have been accepted for this presentation. This intercultural and interprofessional conference invites academics, researchers, practitioners, and university students interested in economics, management, and business. The academic paper in this conference include empirical research paper, theoretical development paper, and conceptual insight that use different approach. We bring presenters with various experience, knowledge, and academic background to challenge the discussion to eventually result in an intellectual discovery to achieve the purpose of this conference. At last, we welcome you to this international webinar and conference. And the last word is enjoy the conference and all the best to all of you. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Askarian, for the welcome and opening speech. And now, the remarks from the head of the accounting department, Professor Dr. Eko Siono, SE, M.Sc, AK. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Dr. Eko Siono, SE, M.Sc, AK.
Masih di mute, Prof. Belum kedengeran. Ya,
Okay.
udah masuk.
Okay, thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for the Dean of Faculty of Economic and Business, Professor Wiwi Rabiatul Adawiyah. Maybe she's traveling for international conference as well, so she's not able to join with us. Secondly, Bu Popi as Program Head of Master Accounting Program, and then Pak Rian as the Chair of this committee and all committee members. First of all, to all speakers, firstly Dorka Nogi Jesa as the CFO of Y2Y, and then Dr. Effiezal Abdul Wahab from Curtin University, Australia, and then Professor Madya Dr. Rosli bin Mohamad, Universiti Utara, Malaysia, and Professor Syaiful Ali, Ph.D, AKCA from Gadjah Mada University. Thank you so much. We really appreciate for your time to joining us on this session. So actually, we have international conference, and one of which is managed by the Master Accounting Program, and it is that on the third years we have annual international conference, and currently we are in the third years. As said by Rian, that participant majority coming from Master Accounting student, that we have around maybe 150 students on Master Accounting Program, and also there are some from lecturers, other faculty members, and also maybe a paper coming from bachelor student or Bachelor of Accounting program. So again, to all related parties, all participants or committee members, we greatly give thankful for your participation, truly give full effort for the success of this conference. And for all the speakers, also we give you great appreciation. Thank you so much for coming and joining us. And hopefully all session will be success as expected. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Eko, for giving the remarks. The Honorable ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed to the main agenda, we would like to conduct a prior photo session. Please kindly turn on your camera for the photo session. And for the committee, please stand by. On my count, for the first slide, 1, 2, 3. Next slide, 1, 2, 3. Next slide, 1, 2, 3. Next slide, 1, 2, 3. And next slide, 1, 2, 3. Last slide. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for turning on your camera. Now, let's move on to our main agenda. For the speakers, consisting of speakers from Indonesia, Malaysia, Australia, and Hungary, which will be moderated by Mrs. Kiky Srirejeki, M.Sc. And here is the brief CV of Mrs. Kiky. Mrs. Kiky Srirejeki, M.Sc. is a Ph.D. candidate at the University of Western Australia. Currently, she is actively serving as a lecturer at the Department of Accounting, Universitas Jenderal Soedirman, and as a tutor at the Department of Accounting and Finance Business School at the University of Western Australia. One of her achievements is being the first winner of the 3MT thesis competition for higher degree research student in Australia 2022. She is also has several scholarly publications, one of which is in the Journal of Financial Crime titled Local Government Official Susceptibility to Corrupt Behavior, Some Indonesian Evidence. In addition to her academic pursuits, she is also actively involved in organization, including serving as a liaison in charge of LPDB Scholarship Awardees in University of Western Australia. Alright, that concludes the reading of our moderator CV for today's event. And for Ms. Kiky, the time is yours.
Thank you for the introductions. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, speakers and participants. It is my pleasure to welcome you to today's third International Student Conference on Accounting and Business 2024, where in this main event, we have the privilege of gathering some of the brightest minds from around the globe to discuss our grand theme, which is AI for greater transparency, auditability, and business sustainability. My name is Kiky. I will be your moderator for this event. I'd like to let you know that the agenda for today for the main event includes around 2 hours lecture from our distinguished speakers, with each speaker spend around 30 minutes of speech. And there are 4 distinguished speakers already here with us. Dr. Effiezal Abdul Wahab from Curtin University, Australia. Associate Professor Dr. Aidi Ahmi from Universiti Utara, Malaysia. Professor Syaiful Ali from Universitas Gadjah, Mada, Indonesia. And Dorka Nagy, I hope I do not have mispronunciations, from Hungary. And these speakers lineup will share their insight and expertise on the topic today. After each speaker has taken turn speaking, there will be around 30 to 60 minutes times allocated for Q&A. And for participants who want to deliver their questions, please feel free to use raise hand feature during the Q&A sessions, or you can submit your comments and questions throughout the event or as we go, and I will closely monitor them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I would like to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Effiezal Abdul Wahab. He is currently a senior lecturer at the School of Accounting, Curtin Business School, Australia. He completed his PhD in Accounting and Finance at the University of Auckland, New Zealand in 2008. For sure, Dr. Effiezal has been published in many reputable journals, including in Managerial Auditing Journal, Journal of Contemporary Accounting and Economics, and Auditing, a Journal of Practice and Theory. His specialty areas include auditing, corporate governance, and political connections. We do really hope that with Dr. Effiezal's expertise, we anticipate your valuable insight from your presentations today. All right, so without any further delay, let's extend a warm virtual welcome to Dr. Effiezal Abdul Wahab. Dr. Effiezal Abdul Wahab, 30 minutes, the time is yours.
Oke, Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Kiky, for the presentation, and I would like to extend my thanks to everyone for this invitation. So shall I start? I need to share my screen, am I right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let me just try this. Mm, um, all right, can you see that?
Yeah, it's shown
Okay.
now.
All right. So okay, let me just try to do. Okay. All right. Okay. So good morning, everyone. I would like to I would like to this is the title of my talk today, which is the AI in accounting research application and challenges and editorial perspective. I would like to note that I am currently one of the associate editors of Accounting Research Journal and also Journal of Asian Journal of Accounting Research. I was previously editors for two other journals, Jofra and also Amjaf. Both of them are basically park. One of them is actually park in Malaysia. So I would like to actually mention a caveat before we begin. I don't do any research in AI, in artificial intelligence. Uh, Hence, what the talk today is my perspective pertaining to papers being submitted to the journals and how they can actually articulate or present the paper, present the idea in terms of artificial intelligence. Okay, so let me just try to do this. How can I? Sorry. I cannot move my slides. Okay, got it.
Okay.
I got it. Because this is not PowerPoint, so so this is a bit different. So okay, all right. Now, so the research in artificial intelligence in the area of accounting and auditing is actually not new. However, the area of research confined to certain publication or journals such as International Journal of Accounting Information System and Journal of Accounting System mostly. So today's talk is basically based on my experience reviewing papers that utilize AI in the research. And primarily, these papers are being submitted to known journals, okay, known accounting journals. All right. For instance, you have journals like, I'll give you an example, very simple, Asian Review of Accounting, for example, and you have Accounting Research Journal. So these are not specialized journals in terms of publication in AI, in artificial intelligence. So their approach is pertaining to how they would perceive the research in artificial intelligence would be very, very different on how the editors in specialized journals like International Journal of Accounting Information System or Journal Accounting System perceive artificial intelligence. So this is actually quite important, especially when students, doing masters or PhD students, they want to disseminate their research on how they would actually utilize this particular approach in terms of writing in disseminating the idea. Okay, so that is basically, I think, what entails what is for today's talk, right? Okay, now, so there are some immediate challenges in terms of the area of artificial intelligence when it comes to publication. So there are several areas, similar immediate challenges of authors disseminating their research. So the first one is exposure. Exposure. So authors need to be aware that the editors, mostly editors, apart from those two journals that I mentioned earlier, they are not known to do any research in AI. Well, the one that I'm actually involved with, they don't do research in AI. So then this would be really a concern pertaining to how would authors would want to submit their papers. Okay, it's not a limitation. So present that this is not a limitation. Not a limitation. Okay, so rather present like a present an opportunity uh, for you to disseminate your idea. Okay, not a limitation. All right. Now, so authors must articulate their research with this exposure in mind, meaning that they need to know that the editors do not do any research, or editors and possible reviewers do not do AI research. So this is quite important, okay? Now, hence, the reviewers likely would not have any exposure to AI research. So, for instance, I give an example. Me. So, for example, the AI research that I've been exposed to or AI application is likely has to do with ChatGPT, for example. Okay, ChatGPT, the use of ChatGPT. So this is probably the things that I have been exposed to a lot because of assessment, because of plagiarism. So that is probably the only thing that I'm exposed to. So when research ideas pertaining to artificial intelligence came to us as an editor or reviewers, we don't have much exposure pertaining to this particular topic. So that is very, very important. So when editors, when students here, master students, when you do AI research and when you want to disseminate your research idea, you need to have this in mind. So you need to properly articulate your research idea so that the editors and reviewers actually understand what do you actually want to do and what is the incremental contribution pertaining to AI research. Okay, now, so that is the first concern that we have. Okay, now the second concern is, I think, is pertaining to viability. So I give you a very simple example. So example here is the use of ChatGPT, for example. So this is a general example regarding the viability of ChatGPT, which is, according to my own experience, yielded incorrect information. So this actually creates sort of like, I would say a negative perception on the usage of AI in accounting research. Okay, all right. So I'm not entirely. I don't think so. I'm entirely correct here, but this is probably be the perception, meaning that AI actually depends a lot on the input of what we actually tell them to do. For example, that it creates a lot of inaccurate information when it comes to generating the information that we want. Okay. Now, so this is probably another concern pertaining to AI research. So the authors must show some level or show the level of viability in relation to AI and accounting research, meaning that they need to show that the AI, the application of AI here, application of AI here is reliable. Okay. So when you write papers, for example, when you involve in terms of research in AI, then you probably need to have these two really in mind. Okay. Now, all right. Now, okay. Let's then what will be the incremental contribution here? Okay, what will be the incremental contribution here? So what will be the incremental contribution pertaining to artificial intelligence research? Now, this would be a challenge, as often the incremental contribution based on the content or what is missing in the literature. So what has not been done? So basically, that is basically well the so what oops sorry what has not been done yet. Okay. All right. Well, that's a sort of like a different question. Of course, you can ask another question, meaning that how can we contribute to the external literature? Now, so since AI would often require human judgment, the contribution of AI usually resides in the methodology. In the methodology. So I give you a simple example pertaining to AI research that the papers that I have reviewed. So, for example, the papers I recently reviewed had to do with, I think it had to do with forecasting, forecasting firm performance, if I can recall. Okay, forecasting firm performance, right? So the concern is the concern always the concern when it comes to contribution here is the approach or the methodology bit. So for example, I just give you a very simple example here. So a simple research question, say regarding fraud detection, right? Would an improvement by applying AI could increase fraud detection? So now the incremental contribution would be in the methodology, not in the context of fraud detection. So this is always a concern, because if you look at the next point, such approach of using methodology as a contribution is still okay, but most journals would prefer the contribution in the theoretical or those based on institutional settings. So if you read the recent Indonesian papers, for example, that has been published a lot recently, they focus largely on the institutional settings. So you have papers that focus on military connection, for example. I give you an example. Okay, that is not related to AI. Sharia boards, okay, the context of religiosity, and so on and so forth. Okay, but there are no, I have not come across any papers on AI. Okay, but this is because you need to think along the line of incremental contribution here pertaining to the context of Indonesia. So here, this is to be really honest with everyone, this will probably present the most, the challenge one when it comes to AI research. What would be the incremental contribution? So because at least the papers I have reviewed, in fact, all the papers I have reviewed pertaining to incremental contribution in terms of AI, it had to do with methodology. So in terms of forecasting for performance, they say that, okay, we have a set of new AI, new things, new variables and stuff that would be better than the previous one. But the problem is it's just methodology. Okay, just methodology. Now, what would be my suggestions? Okay, now this is my humble suggestion. Okay, my humble suggestion. Go small. Do not overdo it. So to the students today, and to the this is my personal opinion. I don't expect you guys to agree with me, but do not overdo it. So I would foresee that if you really want to highlight your work Okay, you want to highlight the relevance of AI in terms of archival research, for example, then you need to go small, meaning that you don't highlight, you don't spend too much time on AI in the paper, but focus on the topic, focus on what would be the incremental contribution, just focusing on the application of AI. Okay, so if the intention is to highlight the application of AI, then focus on this as the contribution. Okay, now I find papers trying to highlight the AI application at the methodology section, which will not go well to most editors and reviewers. To be honest with you, to be honest with everyone, the only place that you can sell your paper is the introduction. Okay, sell your AI in the introduction. Okay, then however, I do understand the approach, and it's only logical authors would do this, meaning that you think that, okay, I'm just testing something that haven't been tested before, but I just want to change on the testing method. So most authors will do that. The papers that I have reviewed will eventually only do that. So they don't really they don't really tell us what will be the AI application in the introduction. They don't. So when that thing happened, it will be very, very difficult to say that the methodology is an incremental contribution. So that is my suggestion. If you want to sell AI to, say, our journals or actually review accounting, I would try to do that. But don't overdo it. Meaning that
Ya, cek dulu ya Bang ya. Ya.
any
Yeah, I think there's one participant that forget to unmute, but you can continue. I think now it's handled. Dr. Effiezal, I cannot.
That's okay. I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. I'm good. Okay. All right. Now, the authors must highlight the application of AI in the introduction. So this is quite important. Okay. So this is very, very important, and must mention that such application is new. Okay. Or adding to existing models, for example. Okay, existing model. Now, so if the contribution is really in the methodology, I would strongly recommend the use of appendices. Okay, and I have to admit, even me, the application of AI can be very confusing to the readers and reviewers, especially when it comes to modeling, using multiple variables. Can be very, very confusing. Then I would suggest that everyone to use appendices. Okay, but I think my take is for you to do this. So go small, do not overdo it. Really focus on the context. So for example, you want to highlight regarding forecasting. So you can still do forecasting. There is still a question that you need to know about forecasting. That you say that, okay, this is what we want to do, but on top of that, we also want to apply an AI approach to improve the forecasting ability of a particular firm, something like that. So along that line, right? Okay, now, okay, next, the subject of AI must be introduced in the introduction. This is a must. And articulation is always a concern and present a challenge. Okay, now, all right. So here, the topic will always be, will depend, sorry. on the research question, right? The research questions. Okay, and where would the AI fits in the narrative of your paper? Okay, of your paper. But I would suggest to hit we hit the contribution of AI in the introduction. All right. Okay. Now, so that is probably a challenge in terms of articulation of a particular paper pertaining to AI. Okay. Now, another approach that could be beneficial is to perform a mixed method approach. A mixed method approach. So, in which a survey type research for AI would be the baseline or the introduction to the research questions. So, this is probably a good approach, a very viable approach. In relation to introducing AI. Okay, a very viable approach in terms of introduction to AI. So I think this is quite an important sort of like approach when it comes to introduction to AI. So I give you a very simple example. A very simple example. I think people has done that many times. For example, use of Chat GPT, for example, and then perform a secondary analysis based on available data. Okay, you can get this kind of data. At least at Curtin, we don't have we have AI data when it comes to assessments, for example, but we don't really capture ChatGPT per se, but we have data pertaining to AI submissions by the students, so we can actually use those data as a secondary analysis, but perform a baseline research, a questionnaire for us as students or as a staff pertaining to AI research. Okay, so here are some sort of my suggestions. Okay, now, so here these are some areas of research for a start in terms of AI. I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong. So these are master students. So master students are They are not degree students, right? They are master students. Am I right, Kiky?
They're a master student, yeah.
Yes. After degree, right? After the first degree, okay?
Sorry?
Is it after the first degree? So
Yeah, so they got bachelor and then some
a master's degree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So because your classification, Indonesian classification is a bit slightly different from ours. Okay, and I'm assuming that most students, they have to do a final year project at certain stage, right? So then this would probably be a good approach when it comes to pertaining to AI research. So I'm sure there are lecturers here as well. Then you can also form like a group research pertaining to just one AI research, which is quite good. One thing good about Indonesia, you are not lack of you don't have so for example, so you don't have lack of data. So you have, I think that's something quite beneficial that could present a benefit to research, AI research in accounting. So I would I would suggest, well, you don't have to follow my suggestion, but this is quite a good area of research pertaining to AI. Okay, so that's not really a difficult thing to do, whereby some students can actually do a questionnaire or a survey, then other part-time students can actually do a secondary analysis based on available data. Okay, so these are other research that I've come across pertaining to AI research in accounting that I've come across with as an editor and as a reviewer. You have papers pertaining to bankruptcy prediction and also forecasting. So these are an area of research that I think would be very beneficial to everyone. Sorry if you hear some noise. Because I think there's some construction outside. All right. So I think there's no more, but I would like to just to highlight again. I think this is probably a very important bit, which I think is quite important pertaining to AI research. So what do I mean by do not overdo it? Meaning that it is in terms of accounting research, unfortunately, the context of accounting is still needed, not AI. So it is very, very important for students to differentiate, for students or authors to differentiate between accounting research and AI research. So there are two different research areas, but of course it can be combined. But in terms of accounting journals, in terms of acceptance of accounting journals, nevertheless, the context has to be accounting. The topic has to be accounting. So that's why you don't overdo it when it comes to introducing the application of AI in the accounting research. So this is quite a challenge, but it's not impossible. It's largely possible, and actually it presents an opportunity for everyone, including myself, to show the relevance of AI research and accounting. So I think that should probably be a good start for everyone pertaining to this particular research. So even at Curtin University, among accounting colleagues, we don't have, I don't think so, we have anybody here actually doing accounting AI research. We have a group that actually doing AI research in accounting education, but I'm not sure whether they have published anything at the moment. I think that they're still collecting data. So, but yeah, I think that's all. So I would like to extend my apology, because as I said to you guys earlier, I'm not an AI researcher, but this is of my take, my overall take on how we could disseminate our AI research in accounting. So if you follow this particular small steps, you can actually send this paper to Asian Review of Accounting or Accounting Research Journal, even AJA, Asian Journal of Accounting Research, would definitely like your paper. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much, Dr. Effiezal. I think your presentation was really valuable, especially given your position as an editor. I think your perspective gave us a lot of information, especially for those of us participants and academics thinking about submitting AI-related journal to a journal. So I think it's still valuable. And some of the key points that I take from you is that I think your information is about the current landscape, about that we as an authors must also consider, perhaps if we would like to submit our work, should consider the editors and reviewer exposure. And of course, as accounting students ourselves, I think we also have limited technical knowledge in regards to the AI terms and so on. But also you also mentions about so that we can be mindful, right, not to overdo or overclaim our research. Okay, so I think for participants, we have a really great you have a really great opportunity to ask directly to the editor of a reputable journal. So you can actually put your questions, submit your questions later, but you can also put or submit your questions in the chat box if you would like for now, so that you don't forget your questions. But we will now move on to our next speaker. So our
Kiky, sorry. I have to leave in half an hour because
Oh,
I have a
okay.
class. So
Yeah.
I don't think so I will be back for the closing because my class is at 11:30 to
Yeah.
1. But
Yeah.
I'll stay around. I'll stay around for the remaining session.
Yeah, all right.
So
Or we also have your contacts if like maybe some of our students or participants would like to ask further. Would
yeah,
you
sure.
mind? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Ryan has my detail.
Yeah.
So if they want to contact me, but usually in the past, what they do, if I present at University Technology Brunei and stuff, so they usually have. I don't mind doing this. They usually have they create a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
So WhatsApp group, so that they don't contact me personally. So just create a WhatsApp group among your students if they want to ask or something like that.
Yeah.
And just add me into the WhatsApp group. Then if I can answer the question, I'll try my best.
All right. Thank you very much for your generosity.
Okay, I'll be around. Thank you.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, so Dr. Effiezal will around at least 30 minutes more. So you can probably directly ask in the chat box for participants who want to ask directly to Dr. Effiezal Abdul. Thank you once again. So now we will move on to our next speaker. So our second speaker is Associate Professor Dr. Aidi Ahmi from Universiti Utara, Malaysia. Currently, he serves as the Deputy Director in the Research and Innovations Management Center at Universiti Utara, Malaysia, and also holds the positions of Associate Professor at Tunku Putri Intan Safina School of Accountancy. And Dr. Aidi Ahmi completed his Ph.D. in Information Systems and Computing from Brunel University, London, UK in 2013. Dr. Aidi also has garnered numerous awards throughout his academic career, including being recognized as the most cited author of the year and top journal author of the year at the School of Accountancy in Universiti Utara, Malaysia in 2022. His achievement also extends to receiving research grants from the Ministry of Higher Education Malaysia and also industry grants. Okay, so given Dr. Aidi's extensive accomplishment, we really want to hear his expertise and also insights on our topic today. So for Dr. Aidi Ahmi, 30 minutes, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Mr. Moderator, Kiky, for the very brief introductions. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma aftah alaina hikmataka wa anshur alaina min khazain rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good mornings to all the participants of this conference. First of all, I would like to thank Fakultas Economy and Business Universitas Jenderal Soedirman for inviting me for these sessions. Inshallah, okay, I will talk about, let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, inshallah, I will talk about the AI-powered innovations in accounting, transforming transparency, enhancing auditability, and promoting sustainable practice. Okay, my topics is a little bit different compared to what has been presented by Dr. Effiezal just now, who are looking into the perspective of research and publications. I will go in different perspective, different point of view, especially in terms of the innovations in accounting. And some of the topics that's presented here might be relevant for the students or even lecturers here to do the research related about AI in accounting. So
So since I've been allowed only 30 minutes, so I just cut out my slide presentations that's been given that I shared already with Pak Agong recently. So me myself, unfortunately, I'm no longer a deputy director of research in RMC, but I currently a research fellow of Accounting Information System Research and Development, ISRED, Tunku Putri Intan Savana School of Accountancy, UM. I also currently, until today, they're going to have AGM this afternoon. I'm Vice President of Malaysian Accounting Associations, also Treasurer of ASEAN Academic Accounting Associations. All right, so this is my details, and most of the time, if you want to know me further, please visit my website id-ahmi.com. And this is me. If you want to know further about me, and I can say I actively involved with the trainings on bibliometrics analysis. So that is another side of me. All right, so where are we now? Sorry, I just missed the slide just now. Okay. Okay, that is me myself. My profiles in Google Scholars, Scopus, and website, in which I'm not going to focus on this, but you can look into my works, publications, research over there. All right, so when we talk about the very hot, I can say it's very hot topics, AI, artificial intelligence, all the accounting businesses, whatever kind of industry you name it, has been impacted with this kind of technologies. So, in accounting, this kind of technologies cannot be overstated. Okay, it has been driving force behind the increased efficiency, accuracy, and accessibility in the accounting professions. And when it talks about this kind of technologies, we need all of us need to be prepared, need to be embraced with this kind of tools, and how it can be utilized in our normal accounting works. Even recently, I've been the evaluators of the quite huge project under Ministry of Higher Education related to the accounting software development. So what I did encourage to those who propose the projects is to integrate this kind of tool, which is already exists right now, and some of the developers related to accounting software already embed and try to enhance the usage of the technologies that we have right now. So AI is revolutionized the way accountants works. Okay, offering solutions that not only automate repetitive tasks but also provide advanced analytical capabilities. Okay, so let's we move into my content. So I'll try my best to explain about the few kind of contents here: the evolutions of accounting, the rise of automations, benefits of a kind of automations, especially in accounting, AI technologies in accounting, a challenge in implementing it, how we're going to overcome this challenge, and the future trends related to AI in accounting. Okay, okay. Accounting has a rich history dating back thousands of years, with the roots in Asian civilizations such as Mesopotamia and Egypt. Okay. Early accounting methods primarily revolve around record keeping. So, during my accounting studies, which is more than 20 years ago, we have to learn about the double entry. Okay, even right now, also all the students who are going to learn about accounting or taking any accounting subject, they have to understand about debit and credit, how they're going to record all the transactions, how going to transfer it to journals, batch processing it, and at the end of the day, they're going to produce a ledger or any kind of accounting reports. So that kind of things still being applied. But with the technologies, okay, the process, the way on how we record it is is already changed. Okay, but the concept still there. Okay, but the way on how we're going to record it, the way on how we're going to report it will be different. So, and most of the time, last time when we do any kind of transactions, we record it today, so we only report it at the end of the week, at the end of the day, at the end of the months, or at the end of the year. Now, by recording it right now, all the reports, all the outputs, all the kind of analytics can immediately be done. Not just for the current transaction, but for future transactions as well. We can predict what is going to happen in the future. So traditional accounting practice in the previously, so most of the time we talk about manual recording transactions. In the 20th centuries, I just focused the things that we highlighted there on rapid adoptions of technologies. In the 21st century, okay, we talk lots about digital accounting, such as accounting software and some of the AI integrations. But now, we now talk about modern accounting leverage automation. We talk about automations, how we can, scan any kind of transactions or any kind of accounting or business documents in which it will automatically transform it into recorded transactions and then produce the kind of result for decisions maker. So which is focused on more on the analytics. So we talk about big data, we talk about blockchain, we talk about cloud computing and some sort of that. All right, so the rise of automations. Automations in the context of accounting refer to the use of technologies and software to perform routine and repetitive tasks without human interventions, just like I mentioned just now. So it is important to understand that automations is not a new concept in accounting, but an advancements of technologies that has accelerates the adoptions and expanded its capability. So and the factors that rise of this kind of automation. We talk about robotics, as you can see from the videos in the slide right now. So why we need to automates? So the increasing data volumes, a business generate larger volumes of financial data. Manual processing become increasingly impractical, making automation is necessary. So the knowledge, yes, we still need to know and need to learn, especially if you are an accountant or taking any accounting subjects, you have to understand about it. But the process, okay, is now already become automated. Okay, data complexity, data complexities, financial data today is often complex with various resources, formats, currencies. Automations can handle these complexities more effectively. And then regulatory compliant, okay, stringent regulatory requirements demand accurate and timely reporting, which automations can facilitate by reducing errors and ensuring compliance. Globalizations, business operates on global scale, necessitating efficient process for handling international transactions and financial data with automations can be provided. So especially if your business involved with international customers and suppliers. Okay, competitive pressures in competitive business environment, efficiency is the key. Benefits of automations, increase efficiency and accuracy. Okay, I'm not going to explore some of the example here due to time constraints, but you can have looks. I will share this slide in the chat box after this session, inshallah. All right, so why we need to have this kind of automation is increase efficiency and accuracy, time cost and savings, enhance data integrity, reduce risk of errors, scalability and adaptability, and 24/7 availability. Okay, Essentials AI accounting statistics in 2023. I'm sorry if this slide's very small. Okay, by 2024, I just read here, by 2024, AI in accounting market size is expecting to reach 4.79 billions, growing at a CAGR of 48.4%. Okay, we're going to have 45% reduction in cost. Companies that adopt AI for their accounting process witness 45% reduction in cost. AI in financial service, okay, is 1 trillion, including accounting, 1 trillion US dollar, okay, to save our IT by 2030. All right. 35% business use AI. Okay, pressure accounting firms to adopt it. 55% of accountants are pro AI. So accountants need to be equipped themselves with not just knowledge about accounting, but the knowledge of technologies as well. More 55% of accountants are comfortable with the ideas of AI automating mundane tasks. 80% the automations of financial process could leads to efficiency gains to up to 80%. 83% of accountants see AI knowledge as a basic requirement for new entrants. Okay, so like mentioned earlier, the accountants not just about debit and credit anymore, but it's going to be more than that. 66% accounting leaders maintain or increase hiring with AI integration. So this is a very basic statistics in which we can read further from this link, letters about AI. And I believe that there are huge number of statistics that you can find out there. So now we move into AI technologies in accounting. AI encompasses a variety of technologies that making the significant impacts on accounting professions. So among things that when we talk about AI, what is actually AI? This is the things that we can going to discover. One of things is machine learning. Machine learning is algorithms that enable computer to learn from data and make predictions, auditions based on that kind of learning. In accounting, machine learning is used for tasks such as anomaly detections, fraud preventions, and data analysis. Okay, so this is part of the conference teams on the auditability of AI. Okay, machine learning algorithms can identify patterns in financial data that might be difficult for human to detect, helping to uncover insights and risks. Right, so this is a kind of technologies that we have right now. This is one of the example of automated machine learning platform that help organization build, deploy, and maintain AI-driven risk assessment and fraud detections model. Natural language processing. NLP focus on the interactions between computers and human language, allowing machines to understand, interpret, and generate human language. In accounting, NLP is used for tasks like data extractions from unstructured text, such as invoice, contract, and financial report. It also can assist automating communication with client and stakeholders through chatbot and virtual assistants. And most of the time, when we talk about customer service or any supports for most of the big companies, we're not really talking to a person. We are talking to a robot right now. And example related to accounting is Chat GPA, a bot trained by CPAs that you can chat with. Robotic process automations or RPA involve the use of software, robots, or bots to automate rule based on repetitive tasks. In accounting, RPA can be employed to automate data entry, reconciliations, and report generations. It complements human works by handling routine, high volume tasks, freeing up accountants to focus on analysis and decision making. So how we can see that how AI's impact in terms of the role of accountants, okay, in which that previously focusing on transactions and recordings, but now this kind of task has been taken over by robots though. So accountants are now focusing on the analysis and decision making tasks. So you can see the link, for example, below, how robotic accountings can be used in accounting process. Predictive analytics. Predictive analysis leverage AI and statistical algorithm to make predictions about future event and trend based on historical data. That is what I mentioned earlier. So when you record any related accounting transactions, the outputs that are going to be generated is the reports can be generated immediately, not just based on the current data, but also based on future transactions. So in accounting, predictive analytics can be used for financial forecasting, cash flow analysis, and risk assessment, which is very important in accounting field. Is provide valuable insight that aid in informed decision making and strategic planning. So another example that you can look into AI powered technology that demonstrates this kind of facility. So if in my class, I will in my undergraduates or master's class, I probably have time to explain or elaborate further. But now, but you can explore further about this kind of technologies from the providers or developers from that been given in this slide. Data visualizations. AI driven data visualization tool can convert complex financial data into visually comprehensive chart and graph. Okay, these tools help accountants and stakeholders quickly grasp financial insights and trend. Okay, so data visualization enhance communication and reporting capabilities. So this is another one of my areas. Okay, instead of the bibliometrics that I mentioned just now, I also currently involved with this kind of projects in which that I visualize the data obtained from research or obtained from any kind of data that I currently involved. Okay, so this is another part in which that among others, okay, in the AI in accounting technologies that we can embed in our accounting software or project. So, but when we going to implement all of those kind of technologies, there are challenge. Okay, challenge when AI, especially okay, ChatGPT coming in. Okay, I think about in previously somewhere in November 2022. Okay, when ChatGPT come out, there are thousands of ChatGPT based technologies is coming in. Okay, after that one, and the AI itself, when it's coming in, okay, the technologies that available right now is seems more faster compared to the works that we have done right now. So among the challenge that we face is about the skills in the workforce. We haven't managed to learn about ChatGPT, for example. The other huge number of technologies coming in, and there are various kind of AI available right now, and we don't have the time to learn each of them, right? So this is the things, integrations with the existing system. Okay, this is another issues that probably is going to be faced. The cost and the management Okay, whether they still okay relying with the traditional methods or embrace with the technologies. Okay, lack of trust of the AI. Okay, or maybe not just not trusting the AI, but afraid with this kind of technologies. Okay, also some of the ethical considerations and regulatory compliance that challenge among the challenge in implementing AI in accounting and business especially. So overcoming challenge, we need to educate the staff, educates everyone, educates the people about the technologies. We need to have training. We need to collaborate with technologies providers. We not as from the academic perspective or point of view, we cannot do it among academic itself, but we have to work with the industry. So we also need to have a kind of robust cybersecurity measure, especially to cater about the issue with the trust. Start with the small projects to see with its feasibility. Okay, and the management they have to know and understand AI and how AI is going to bring benefits to the industries, to the companies, to the firms, and we need to be transparent and accountability. Okay, in about AI, and we need to understand about the ethical issues in AI, and we need to have a kind of continuous evaluation. So I'm sorry I cannot elaborate further, but I hope this session is going to give some of you a kind of overview about what's going on about AI in accounting. And future trends about AI. I think this is going to be the last contents of these sessions. Continuous evolutions of AI. Like I said, AI technologies are constantly evolving. At the times I speak right now, there are more AI kind of things coming in. So with this ongoing advance in machine learning and NLP and automations, so we need to stay updated on the latest AI development to remain competitive and leverage cutting-edge solutions. The role of emerging technologies, keep an eye on emerging technologies like blockchain and quantum computing. Okay, blockchains can enhance the transparency and security of financial transactions, while quantum computing has the potentials to revolutionize data processing and analysis. Greater integrations with ERP systems on how we're going to integrate AI with ERP. We can enhance predictive analytics, another kind of trends that we have right now. Predictive analytics will become even more sophisticated, enabling organizations to make more accurate financial forecasts and strategic decisions. Expand use of chatbot, data governance and ethics. So seems we have few more here on hybrid works environments. Also become commons. So how we can use that tool to remote collaborating and data access will gain importance in accounting, especially I think due to the COVID-19 last time. So how lots of works already been done remotely. Integrations of AI in auditing process. Another parts that importance in accounting when you talk about AI. And for your information, I was previously an auditors, IS auditors. I'm developing a kind of CATS tools 20 years ago. The tools that I have developed last time actually can cut the audit periods from 2 weeks into just 3 days. But I bet that with this that one, I talk about technologies that I involved 20 years ago. But with AI right now, the things going to be different, but more. But I bet it's going to be more interesting. So AI driven on regulatory compliance and focus on sustainability reporting. So how we going to still become sustainable. So to have AI can help automate the collections and analysis of sustainability data, supporting the growth demand for transparency ESG reporting. So I think you can read further about AI here. In which that this slide I will share in the chat box after this presentations. I think that's all for me. Thank you for your attentions, and inshallah I try my best to entertain any questions at the end of the sessions. So over to you, Ibu Kiky. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Aidi Ahmi, for your insightful presentations. I think your delivery was very structured, beginning with the evolutions of accounting. It's very easy to follow, right? Addressing how the rise of automations or AI impact the work of accountants and so on. So I think I believe that our participants gained a wealth of information from your lecture. And yeah, thank you once again for Dr. Aidi Ahmi. We have two more speakers lined up, and we look forward for the insight they will share. So participants, please hang tight with us. Feel free to grab a coffee or snack or candy of your own if you like. And I also like to remind all participants that you can submit your questions in the chat box as we go. Because sometimes it's easier, right, to directly drop the questions while the speaker speaks than waiting for the Q&A sessions. But you can also write in your own and deliver them directly later in the Q&A sessions. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to our third speaker. So our third speaker is Professor Syaiful Ali, Ph.D. from Universitas Gadjah Mada, Yogyakarta, Indonesia. Professor Syaiful Ali completed his Ph.D. in Accounting Information System from the University of Queensland, Australia in 2013. He has been affiliated to many scholarships, such that from Australia Development Scholarship Award for his master degree in the UQ, Australia. He was awarded as well the Cornell University Digital Leadership Award in 2022 and the Harvard Kennedy School Digital Leadership Award in 2021 consecutively by the Ministry of Communications and Informatics. In addition to his role as professor, Professor Syaiful Ali also holds the positions of financial director at Universitas Gadjah Mada. His expertise lies in IT governance, accounting information system, and auditing accountability. Throughout his career, he also has contributed to several reputable journals, including Information System Frontiers and Management Review Quarterly. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, please now welcome Professor Syaiful Ali to our virtual stage. Professor Syaiful Ali, the time is yours.
All right, thank you very much, Bu Kiky, Srirejeki. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right, thank you. Yeah, good morning, everyone, to all the participants, and also to Dr. Aidi Ahmi and Dr. Effiezal for the previous speakers. Thank you very much. My name is Syaiful Ali. I'm going to share some topics related to the conference theme, which is about AI, transparency, accountability, and sustainability. And let me share my screen. Could you please allow me to share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. A second. Could you please wait a second?
Well, I think you are now co-host, so I think you are able to share your screen, Prof.
Yep. Okay. Just need to find the file first. Yep. All right, this one here. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'm going to briefly introduce the topic. I think Dr. Aidi Ahmi, Dr. Aidi Ahmi has done an excellent job in introducing the AI topics for this conference. I want to add a little bit about that, and also moving on, I'm going to also explain a little bit about the use of AI for accounting in terms of improving financial transparency, for helping auditing, and also for business sustainability. And I will end my presentation with some potential threats or risks related to the AI. Now, I want to start this presentation with two short video, but I will shorten the video due to the time limitation. So the first one, this is video from highlighting the use of technology in helping problems related to the let's say the modern slavery. So this is this is a camel race in Dubai, and then they used to use people, and those people, those poor people coming from countries like African countries and also Southeast Asian countries, and there are many problems related to that situation. And now they use technology, to some extent probably AI, to help in this race. So they're using instead of human jockey, they use a robot jockey for this race. Let's have a look. I will fasten the video. Can you hear the voice of the video?
No, there is no sounds from the video. The video
No
is
sound. Okay. Let me stop. Let me stop. Just want to make sure. Okay, share sound.
It's all about speed. This is traditional camel racing, one of the most popular sports here in the UAE. It's a multi-million-dollar industry. Owners can spend a fortune for the fastest breeds. And races like this one on the outskirts of Dubai are highly competitive events. Winning is a high accomplishment in our culture, says this camel owner. It's a big honor and a joy for us. Camel racing is a centuries-old tradition in the Gulf, once a highlight at weddings. These days, technology is changing the game, especially when it comes to who sits in the driver's seat.
This is a modern-day camel jockey. It's a robot that weighs just over 3 kilograms or so. In the front here, it's got a walkie-talkie so that the owners can speak with their camel during the race, and if their camel falls behind, also remote-controlled.
Robot jockeys were first put in the saddle.
All right, so I just want to stop there because due to time limitation. So this is an example of how technology, improve the condition of, let's say, worker, and they just can still doing their traditional camel race, but now they're using technology for that. Now let's move on the other example. Another example in which let me stop this.
5. Since then, the camel, he saw 7 minutes to circle a 6-kilometer track.
Sorry, something wrong with this file.
Spectators can
All right, now this is the second video that I want to show to you, everyone. So this is another example of how AI improve the business process in a store. It is a store belong to this company called Amazon Go. Just wanna play it briefly.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going.
So, all right, yeah. So the two videos just I just showed to you, demonstrated the application of technology, and one of them is AI for improving business operation. And I just want to give you another introduction why we need to pay attention to AI. So this is another data coming from Statista, in which we can see AI investment globally. It's increasing significantly. In 2021. So in other words, we can see that a lot of industries now they are now trying to use or implement AI in their business operation, right? Now, and another data also showing that government and corporation also spending huge amount of money to become a leader in AI. Like for example, like China, it spent 150 billion. They want to create an AI industry worth 150 billion. Yeah. So this is huge, or it's very huge objectives. And another data coming from PricewaterhouseCoopers saying that AI will add 15.7 trillion to the global economy by 2030. And let's talk about our area, Southeast Asia. So in Southeast Asia, the adoption rates have also increased from 8% to 14% in the current year. This is data from IDC 2018. So here we can see that the AI as investment, as an IT investment, is getting more popular across nation globally, and also happening here in South Asia, also in our country. So how about in Indonesia? So Indonesia, according to IDC 2018, based on the survey, it says that AI predicted that 20% commercial firms in Indonesia will use AI, right? So this is again, data that shows that AI is now becoming part of our, normal business process here in Indonesia. And a survey conducted by IDC, called IDC Asia Pacific Enterprise Cognitive AI, Indonesia leads Asian region in AI adoption, right? So in Indonesia, according to the study, 24.6% organizations are adopting technology, adopting the AI. And the second was Thailand with 17.1% rate adoption. Singapore, the third, 9.9%, and followed by Malaysia with 8.1% rate. So again, I agree with Dr. Syaiful, that here in Indonesia, we got plenty of data, right, related to the AI. So again, I think if from the perspective of researchers, I think this is a good opportunity for us to explore more opportunities in AI research. So what is AI? Just briefly, there are many definitions of AI, obviously. Some people say that this is a technology that can learn to do things better over time. It's a technology that understands human language, technology that can answer questions, like ChatGPT. In other words, this is like a human being, in which human being, they process information, they can see, they can hear, they can speak. Whereas AI, using tools or technologies like machine vision, voice interaction, speech recognition, natural language processing, they can also have the ability to perform cognitive activities like human do. This is another example from definition from Oxford. AI is a computer system able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, like visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and translation between language. And what are the benefits of AI? We see, those, increasing significant investment in AI globally. Obviously, there are a lot of benefits from AI. Sarda et al. Saying that it reduces the cost of performing works. Work can be performed much faster. Work is more consistent than human work. Increase productivity, and so on. So there are some work that can, be performed much faster by technology, by AI. On the other hand, some other works, I would say, much better being done by human. Nissan et al. In 2020 in their papers saying that these are the benefit of AI. AI permits the automation of important but repetitive and time-consuming tasks, allowing humans to focus on higher value works. So, they can automate these repetitive tasks. Okay, AI reveal insight that normally trapped in a massive amount of unstructured data, which is we as human cannot process the data effectively. So those data like videos, photos, written reports, business documents, social media posts, or email messages. So here we see that there is a overlapping between AI and big data and big data. Yeah. AI can integrate thousands of computers. So this is another benefit of AI, so that they can process and answer many complex problems more efficiently. Now, what are the AI roles that we can see so far? So according to Munoko et al. To 2020, there are three function or roles that can be served by AI. First, assistive AI. The second one is augmenting AI, and the third one is autonomous AI. So the assistive AI, in this role, AI is not the one that make the decision. So they just assist the human in doing their job. So it's still human perform all the tasks, decision making. And the second one, augmenting AI. So in this role, both human and AI perform task decision making. So they share some tasks done by human, some other done by AI. And autonomous AI, in this role, AI performs all task decision making. So which one is now is currently the most prospective roles that AI can play in our life, in our domain, in accounting domain? Some said that the augmenting AI, this is the one that we are after in the future, right? So I want to highlight more in the for the augmented AI roles. So according to Staff 2017, AI can help people, can help human doing things like cybercrime fighting. AI can identify forthcoming attacks and suggest solution, and then the one who make a decision are human. E-commerce decision. So here AI test 100 times faster and adapt the layout of the website. And then the machine make recommendation, and the marketers, the human, can accept or reject them. Another example, like high frequency stock market trading, it can be done completely by autonomously to some extent, but in some others, they also can be controlled and calibrated by human. So this is another venue that we are after. So there is a myth that, according to Jim Stratton, there's a myth that AI is coming to take our job. But in reality, there's a huge opportunity to upskill and augment what we do. So this is, I'm one of the, people that disagree that AI will take our job as accountant. But I'm more on the side that accountant with AI will replace accountant without AI. Now, another example provided by Bryn Johnson, Professor Bryn Johnson, Eric Bryn Johnson conducted research at Stanford. And in their study, they found that AI could assist or even fully automate some day-to-day tasks. Its occupation also had some tasks that were best done by humans, right? And another separate research project in a call center operation, he and his co-author found human operators who are assisted by AI models were more productive and successful than the ones who were not. So this is, take analogy in accounting. In accounting context, I will rephrase this as accountant assisted by AI will be more productive and successful than accountant that are not supported by AI. All right. So Berdon said, rarely do humans or machine alone excel, as it's not a combination of human and machine together. So I would say the area that we are focusing in the future, in the near future, is this area, augmented AI. Now let's have a look at the evolution of AI. Well, it seems like AI is a new domain and getting popular quickly or instantly. But if we look at these graphics, AI actually has been started in 1970s. There's an AI expert system. So this is like a very narrow AI, just based on the knowledge that the system created and stored, and then people can use it. This is like an expert system. So this is an AI, one type of AI. Now, fast forward, due to a lot of drivers of AI disruption, like the advance of technology, the internet, mobile device, social media, and so on. Then now into 2020s, we see AI. There's another type of AI, which is deep learning. and then combined with IoT and sensors, like in the Amazon Go videos that I showed you before. Now, categories of AI. So AI, like I said, there are two types: expert system, which is actually started in 1970s, and another type is machine learning, like Dr. ID mentioned before. So machine learning, this is another type of AI, and within the machine learning, we can see ENN, artificial neural network, deep learning, and natural language processing. We can also see there are many branches of AI application. So the lower one is a knowledge-based system. This is started in 1970s, and started in 2020s is machine learning. There are two types: supervised machine learning and unsupervised machine learning, with the other branches coming from each of the type of machine learning. Now, given there are so many types of AI, which one is the most popular one? So according to Statista, machine learning application is the most popular one, right? So data in 2019, there is 28.5 billion AI funding for machine learning application. The other one is far less than that, like machine learning platform, smart robot, computer vision, and so on. Now, let's move to our domain, accounting. So, what are the benefits of AI into the accounting function? So I took it from Petcoff 2020. So AI would facilitate and therefore allow organizations to provide more timely and accurate financial statements. So, theoretically we can do it, but, later we can see that there are some other non-technical issues that we must address before we can see the full implementation of AI in organization. AI can also, help us to identify the fraud detection. We can predict bankruptcy. AI can help us for cost reduction due to reducing human function in accounting. AI can also help enhancing financial reporting. AI can automate and streamline financial reporting process. Real-time reporting by AI, enabled by AI. Yeah, we can do it. So the first use of AI, according to literatures, can be tracked back to almost 30 years ago. You can see Abdul Mohamad in 1987. That when they're using DSS for making decision. Another example of AI in accounting is from O'Leary 2012, in which Cisco as a company developed a virtual closing. This is just to show that actually company can complete the accounting cycle right from event identification up to the financial reporting generation. But again, this is a simple AI analytic techniques, just on that, still on that stage. And Beccaridge and O'Brien in their paper, in their study 2021, showed that 90 participants from public accounting survey, they found that machine learning technologies are not extensively used by accountant or their client. So again, in accounting domain, we see there's a lag between, between the advance of AI as a technology and the application of AI in accounting domain. However, they believe that AI technologies will have a significant impact on the accounting profession in the next 5 years. Yeah. So I think we are in that kind of situation, all of us across the world. Now, let's have a look at accounting function flow and the potential use of AI. So in accounting function, we can see this. These are the cycle start from identification of economic events, recording of economics event using established rules and regulation, recording, adjusting journal entries based on assumption and financial statement, creating financial statement. So traditionally, all of these functions are done by human accountant, right? But again, using AI, we can also try to implement AI in each of these functions. For example, let's say we can do it for helping us in creating journal entries, creating financial statement. But again, some of the function maybe cannot be done perfectly by AI. For example, like assumption. When we are create journal entries, for example, we have some assumption in accounting, especially because we are using IFRS, which is principle based. There's also another issues when we are going to implement AI. So different with US GAAP, in which they're using rule based. Another issue, for example, like identification of economic events. Yeah. But again, if you are familiar with, for example, like blockchains, maybe in the future, in the near future, we can automate all this process, use and plus AI, so that we can to some extent use these technologies for helping automate all these accounting functions. Now, this is another example how, for example, like for cash account and account receivable account. So human function, they do manual input of cash receipt and payment, use of journal entries. They do bank reconciliation, but using AI, the AI can scan cash payment into GL. Or for bank reconciliation, train AI to perform bank reconciliation by analyzing reconciliation input and generating bank reconciliation report for review by humans. So again, we can see AI can also be implemented to help us in these activities, in this function. Similarly with AR, account receivable, and also for inventory and prepaid. So principally, we can try to implement AI in this function, which is recording, adjusting journal entries, or making journal entries. That's another potential. And is it possible? Well, we already see the example of the company doing that. For example, this one, bookkeeper service and software. This is it was a startup company funded by Google, if I'm not mistaken. So using this application, they can automate bookkeeping. So again, here, if you see how it works, statement, bookkeeper provides you with high-grade bookkeeping using human-assisted AI, right? So again, this is not like automatic 100% done by AI, but they still use human accountants. But we see there's example, real example for that. AI for auditability. Well, using AI, we can enhance auditing process, reducing time, increase accuracy. AI can also, like I mentioned before, can identify anomalies and then identify potential fraud. They also can help doing continuous auditing, continuous monitoring. These are for, let's say, internal auditor. Yeah. There's another example of how AI can help auditors. There's a research in Journal of Accounting Research, analyzing speech to detect financial misreporting. This is a quite new paper. It's not quite new, sorry, 2011. Yeah. And another example how AI helps auditing activities, like in Journal of Accounting Economics, 2020, seeing is believing, executive facial trustworthiness, auditor tenure, and audit fees. So in these two examples, we can see AI helping auditor by analyzing speech. Can you imagine? Top management speech, it's being recorded, and then they can analyze and detect whether there's a potential financial misreporting or not. And also, by looking at the executive facial facial trustworthiness. So again, maybe auditor can do it, but not every auditor can do it consistently. But using AI, they can sort of predict whether this executive can be trusted or not by looking at their facial appearance. That's very interesting. And study by Monoko et al. 2020 from 14 accounting firms who had used AI for auditing. So most of AI are used for things like preparing audit work papers, testing transaction, risk assessment, analytics, and selecting transaction for testing. But sorry, guys, I think there's an earthquake here. Okay, it's not big. And I'm in Jogja at the moment, and I feel there's a little bit earthquake. Maybe I'll try. And the interesting thing is 3 firms respond anticipated using AI for these 3 activities: going concern evaluation, evaluating controls, and monitoring clients' internal controls. So this is interesting, that AI can be used for a more higher level kind of activities in auditing tasks. The last one that related to this conference theme is business sustainability. So obviously, like Dr. also mentioned, that AI can help to organization optimize resource and reduce waste. AI can inform strategic decision for long-term business sustainability. For example, AI in digital finance service. So AI provide process automation, case handling using bot services, online assistant to customer. So almost 90% of these activities they use AI-based chatbot for debt collection. So at the end, it reduced the consumption of physical resources deployed for these activities. So again, AI can also be implemented for helping sustainability efforts within organization. AI can help company making decision more effectively, more efficiently. This is another research in the accounting review. This is a top journal, Human versus Machine, comparison of robo analysts and traditional research analysts, investment recommendation. A recent journal in a recent article in International Journal of Information Management also, highlight the importance of AI for sustainability. And the main idea of this study is that, the true value of AI will not be in how it enables society to reduce its energy, water, and land use intensities, but rather at a higher level, how it facilitates and fosters environmental governance. So it's more on the side of governance. Yeah. Now, the last point in my presentation is threats or potential problem coming from AI. There are at least 4 points. We got potential bias, issues, legal, privacy, and ethics. So according to Monoko et al. 2020, much is still unknown about how AI is being used and the perception and impact of AI on our profession, accounting profession. So again, if from a research perspective, this is a very interesting area because, much is still unknown, right? So meaning that there are a lot of plenty of opportunities for us to do research in AI in accounting context. Why is AI not necessary for our profession or accounting profession? Because you can see, the data volume of data created, captured, copied, and consumed. It's very, increasingly significant year by year. You can see here, like there's a sort of like not a linear curve, but exponential curve. It's huge amount of data created. And what is interesting or concerning about that issue is, AI is somehow depend on data, right? So data from the real world is used in AI development, all right? And then the outcome of that will be AI identify patterns in data to develop models for task performance. And then the output of that would be the use of AI. New data is generated, AI learns from new data, and the cycle will again come back to the data driven. So this is a circular cycle, and you can imagine that the bigger the data will be, the more powerful AI will be as well. And why? Because one of the concerns is AI is not perfect. There's some problem like they can process or tend to bias, or there's an error in their application. These are the example, like Microsoft shut down AI chatbot after it turned into a Nazi. Amazon scrapped secret AI recruiting tool that showed bias against women. IBM's withdrawal won't mean the end of facial recognition. So there's a bias in IBM's AI. And if you also know the fact behind ChatGPT, how they come with very excellent response in their application. Prior to that, they use human worker from Africa countries to train their AI. So there's another issues related to AI. Legal issues: who is liable for wrong advice provided by intelligent application? So if, for example, like auditor use AI or accountant use AI, any wrong advice, who will be to blame? Yeah. What happens if a manager enters an incorrect judgment, value into an intelligent application? Who owns the knowledge in knowledge base? Knowledge of a chatbot? Can management force experts to contribute their expertise to intelligent system? This is legal issues. Privacy. Privacy, which means it's the right to be left alone and the right to be free from unreasonable personal intrusion. So, this latest technology, they all collecting data. So to some extent, they can get complete data about, anyone from their from many sources, from the internet, from application, from mobile application, and so on. So, and also from IoT networks. So there's a privacy issues also in AI. Is it correct? Is it right to do target marketing based on data that that company collected without consent of the customer, for example? Privacy issue example: using sensor and IoT to observe bankers at Barclay banks. So this one here, Barclay using heat and motion sensor to track how long bankers are at their desk. Right? That's ridiculous. This is similar like what is Amazon doing with their employee. They attach like an IoT device on their employees so that they can move. They can analyze their movement in the factory floor, in the warehouse floor. Another example, like Delaware police using AI dash cam to look for fugitive in passing cars, can be wrong, for example, obviously. Another privacy issues: who owns our private data? You or the technology creators. A car with sensor to collect data and connect it to the internet, like Tesla car. Yeah, who owns the data, right? This is also a thing that we need to consider in AI context. Ethical issues: what are the impact on jobs? Yeah, obviously some structured clerical routine job will be more efficient, far more efficient and effective done by technology like AI. So that's why we as an accountant, we need to upgrade our skills, our knowledge. Another issue like how the machine affect our behavior and interaction. For example, we can imagine use of AI for auditors. Do they accept using AI in their job and so on. Okay, now I want to end my presentation with this video. Hopefully you can hear the sound.
红色是表示你的专注力显示的很高。
Teachers at this primary school in China
蓝色是走神了。
know exactly when someone isn't paying attention.
白色就是你可能跟网络还没有连接好。
These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents. China has big plans to become a global leader in artificial intelligence. It has enabled a cashless economy where people make purchases with their faces. A giant network of surveillance cameras with facial recognition helps police monitor citizens. Meanwhile, some schools offer glimpses of what the future of high-tech education in the country might look like.
做出选择吧 Good job!
Classrooms have robots that analyze students' health and engagement levels. Students wear uniforms with chips that track their locations. There are even surveillance cameras that monitor how often students check their phones or yawn during classes. These gadgets have alarmed Chinese netizens. But schools say it wasn't hard for them getting parental consent to enroll kids into what is one of the world's largest experiments in AI education. A program that's supposed to boost students' grades while also feeding powerful algorithms.
Okay, I think I just want to stop there. If you want to watch a full video, just type in YouTube how China is using AI in classroom. It would be very interesting perspective. Not only the benefit of AI, but also concerning issues related to AI, for example, like legal, ethics and privacy. And to some extent, we also need to consider that when you're using AI in accounting domain. All right, I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much. Back to you, Bu Kiky.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Professor Syaiful Ali. But before that, I think it seems you were right. So I just got information that there was an earthquake just now.
Oh, okay.
Happened near East Java. So it's not you who felt
okay,
the
okay.
You also feel the shaking.
I'm in the second floor, so I cannot do much about that. It just
I hope everything is settled down now. I think I got the news that it's like around 5 magnitude scale. So
okay. Yeah, I think everyone's okay.
Yeah, all right. So thank you very much, Professor Syaiful Ali, for very insightful presentations. I think it was incredibly valuable to listen to your lecture. I think your lecture also based on numerous research findings, so it helped us to understand how AI contributes to increased transparency, how it impacts on accountants, big or small, how it also helps or enhance the day-to-day tasks of accountant, as well as how it aids the auditing practice. But I think Professor Syaiful also has been very valuable in giving some cases, interesting applications of AI in many fields. The last one, I think, is very interesting, how AI has been applied in China to measure the concentrations of students. I think that one.
That would be a good idea, in our conference, right?
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
Yeah, it's very important how that actually helps, right? And helps our day-to-day life, improve our day-to-day life. But also, of course, as you mentioned, there's gonna be some issues in regards to privacy policy, human rights, and so on. But I think, given that the use of AI still increase, I believe it serves as a sign, right, in itself, that accounting AI-related research still necessary and probably a promising area to explore further. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to our last speaker. So we already hear the perspective from our distinguished academics and professor of our topic today. Our last speaker may offer her practical expertise and experience. We have Dorka Nagyosa. I hope that I do not mispronounce your name. So Dorka Nagyosa is our last speaker. Dorka is the founder and CEO of Y2Y Consulting, which specializes in organizational and process development consultancy. And alongside her teams, she offers individual and team coaching sessions for executives, as well as comprehensive development program for startups, small and medium enterprise, and also multinational corporations. Before starting her own consulting business, she also spent around 15 years in supply chain management in various leadership positions, such as the head of supply planning at Coca-Cola HBC. So we cannot wait to hear and learn from Dorka Nagyosa. So without any further delay, let's welcome Dorka as our last speaker. Dorka, the time is yours.
Thank you, Kiky. Your pronunciation was just perfect, and thank you so much for the invitation. And I'm very happy to be here. Just to let you know, I'm in Budapest at the moment, and the sun is just rising above the horizon, and my kids are sleeping upstairs. So please be quiet and cross your fingers for getting us 30 minutes of undisturbed time. Let me share my screen first. Hope it will be working. Just a second. Okay, I see Kiky nodding. Thank you so much, so that I can start my presentation. So today's organization and today's employee, is that an intersection? This is the question, what we are looking for in the world of AI. What we have already heard, that AI has changed our world somehow, but my question as an organizational developer and as a business coach and a leadership developer as well remain the same. The today's organization, what we are offering to the employee and to the future employees, there are several here online as far as I know. Is that any intersection? So what we are offering and what do they need? Are there any common points in that? So let's see. Okay, so we're gonna have 7 minutes to check what are the employees' needs, okay? So then we are going to spend the 7 next minutes to see what we, as an organization, even if it's a university, even if it's a global organization or just a simple local business, what we are offering. And then we can spend 16 minutes to see how this intersection could be grown, okay? So let's start with the needs of employees. To make our situation much more simplified for today's, I collected the 5 main needs of the current employee. Okay, so the first one, based on, and let me tell you a bit quote, which is my favorite as I'm coming from supply chain, as you saw from my CV, that in God we trust, all the rest show data. This is my best and favorite quote. So I will share with you a lot of data to prove my points here. So based on the 35 countries global research made in the last year by Randstad, 93% of all the employees worldwide are in their first need is the work-life balance. Okay, so 93% of the employees need work-life balance, no matter if we are living in the world of AI or we live in before. The second point, 85% of all the employees would like to work anytime and from anywhere. So this is the flexibility we are needing. The question here, and I see some nodding and smiling as well. Yes, we all are begging for this kind of flexibility. I will answer the question. Is it here right now? Let me spoiler. No, it's absolutely not here yet, but we are still waiting for that. So there is a sentence here which I would like to highlight. 59, sorry, it's very early here in Budapest, middle of the night. So 59% of all the employees would not even accept a job without the time and location flexibility. Of course, we all know that these surveys are a bit biased, right? So we are all saying that, yes, we would never accept a job which is not offering any kind of flexibility. But if it's true or not, you will see that when you are already accepting the offer or seeing the offer letter, right? But the second need is definitely that kind of flexibility. So work-life balance and flexibility, working from anytime and anywhere. There are some more data here. Unfortunately, the last letters are missing from the sign, but let me explain it anyhow. In the blue, you can see how many % of the total answerers in the survey made in 35 countries told that they would like to work from the office. Okay, so you can check Indonesia, 11% of the whole employees would like to work in an office. That's a very few percent, right? So this is the only one who would like to work definitely in the office without any remote option. Another 15%, the one who is saying that she or he would like to work totally from remote. And what we are already, and maybe almost all of us are voting, this is the hybrid work form, right? So 74% of all the employees would like to work hybrid. This you can see all the parts of the world here, but the situation is quite the same as you see. So the averages are quite the same yet. The top industries seeking the flexibility, you can see here that financial services would like to, 49% would like to see the workplace flexibility, so would vote for working from anywhere. And then also exactly every second answerer said that he or she would vote for the flexible working hours, okay? So flexible working location and flexible working time, these are absolutely equally important issues for all of us, basically. Let's see the third point. This is the learning and development, and I will be answering soon the question, how could we include AI in the learning and development sections at our companies, as 78% are saying that learning and development is as important as salary. So in a location, in a position, in a company where we can't grow ourselves, we are just not interested at all. Okay, so this is the current situation. Let's see the number 4 or fourth need is, and this is the most interesting part. However, you see the percent is a bit lower than we showed before. So currently, worldwide, 51% of all the employees have a second job. Okay, and you can answer very easily that yes, because of our financial situation, because we all need the second job, as we are, I don't know, suffering from low wages and from low incomes, and this is almost equally valid throughout the globe, throughout the organization. But this is not the reason why we do have the second job, and I will answer you later on then why we do that. So every second employee at our companies have a second position and might have his or her heart at the second job as well. And I will show you why. And the fifth point here is that almost 40% of the employees would like to have some atypical working forms. We use the atypical word for any kind of working options, which are part-time or just a project work, just a part-time contract. So not the typical normal 8 hours a day. I have almost said 7 days a week, but let's hope for 5 days a week working options. Okay, so almost 4 out of these employees would like to have some atypical working forms. Okay, so this is about the employee part of the story. I hope I've kept my time, and let's see what now the organizations are offering. So as a future employee, how the industry is waiting for us. I have one good news here, and then I will finish with the good news, and I will have some bad, but that's definitely some room for improvement. So let's see the first one. And the only good news here that already 53% of all the employees are satisfied with the work-life balance offers we are getting at our companies. Okay, so more than half of the total employees are saying that the work life is not an issue at all. I would definitely doubt this, but let's not open that sentence here. So this is the good news of the story. The first need of the employee, this is already met. Okay, let's see what was our second point, the second need of the employee. The second one's that we would like to work from anywhere and from any time. The situation now is the following, and this is valid for the financial services and for all the financial related jobs as well. 44% of all the companies are giving the anywhere option, and 33% are giving the anytime options. That's not bad, but that's not good as well, right? As we saw that almost all the employees would like to see both anywhere and anytime, but we cannot sum this 2%, right? So we would like to see both, not either anywhere or or anytime. So we will see what's the trick here and what can we increase in our organization for being able to offering to employees the anywhere and the anytime options as well. Let's see the third need. 78% said that learning and development options are as important as the salary, right? So the situation is the following. Only almost 3 out of the 10 employees are satisfied with the current learning and development options we are having. So in point of development, we have to increase our possibilities as an organization. That's for sure, because employment needs are not met at the moment. Let's check the number 4. I told you that every second employee has a second job. And this is the trick why we do have this. And this is the most sad part of the story right now. 7 out of 10 employees are saying that their abilities are not being utilized, right? So we are just not utilized at our workplaces. But I can tell you something. We are already using AI in the last year, in the last 2 years, and this usage will definitely increase further and even skyrocket in a couple of years. But this number, this 51%, is quite the same. It was the same 5 years before, and this is the same right now. So no matter if AI will replace a job or jobs are simply boring somehow, the fact is here that my and our abilities are not being utilized. So as an organization, we have to work on that. We have to double check how our employee needs. I will tell you in the 16 minutes, I promised you how. And let's see the 5 one, which is the saddest part of the story. 4% of all the employee positions right now offered worldwide is atypical. Okay, so we are still in the world of AI in 2024. 96% of all the positions that we are offering, this is a very normal 8 hours, 5 days a week job. We have to do something here, right? There are some to-dos. So let's see how to do that. And let's see how to make this intersection green and bigger, because the employee needs are there, but what we are offering as an organization are there as well. So how to do the intersection bigger. So the employee needs, to sum up, just in one slide, and I will share you later on a QR code when you can make, where you can download the whole presentation if you would like to. So the first one, ensure my work-life balance, that's done. Okay, that's ticked. The second need, leave me working anywhere and anytime. The third one, develop my skills. The fourth, utilize my abilities. And the fifth, let me work in atypical forms as well. These are the 5 biggest needs of today's employee. And when we are starting to work with an organization, as an organization, a developer, what we always hear is that, yeah, but I cannot do that and that and that because there are not enough money, for example, or not enough resources in the organization. But the question is here, what can I try today? Because some of the initiatives we could start even today, definitely today, as the day is over. So these are not money issues. These are not money questions. These are just simple initiatives to start, to try. And I would very much encourage everyone to start doing and starting any kind of initiatives, because it's definitely a try and error exercise in every organization. You can try something. If this is working, then proceed. If it's not, then stop it and try another one. Okay, let me show you 7 small points what to try right now for being able to fulfill the employee needs and to keep your business sustainable from the employer perspective as well. But before that, let me give you just one more insight about this whole story. There is an expression which we are rarely using around the globe. This is the asynchronous and the synchronous work. Okay, asynchronous, this means when I'm working alone and the other one, my other employee, even if it's my peer or if it's my bosses, are working separately. We are not synchronized in terms of time and in terms of location. And synchron, when we are doing in synchronized. Before COVID, the situation was quite simple, right? We were sitting in an office. There was a very small home office option, and we have worked synchronized. But after COVID, the post-COVID era, how we are labeling this part of the time right now, this part of our century. So the post-COVID era, the asynchronous and synchronous balance has been unstable. And how does it happen? When we are at home, we are trying to be synchronized. We are not working alone, which was the purpose of the home office, to giving you the flexibility to work whenever and wherever you would like to. As you see, this was the employee needs, right? But we are doing that. We are sitting at home and trying to keep our work synchronized. This is not possible at all. So we have to find some balance between the asynchronous and the synchronized workload for being able to offer yourself and your organization the flexibility we all are needing. So what I promised you, it was 7 quick initiatives and 7 exercises, which you can start even today in your organization, in your working groups, in your university groups, in your students group, in whenever you would like to start it. So the first initiative, this is the simplest and the best working one. These 7 are absolutely working options. There are a lot of organizations throughout the world who are already using it. This is a very easy change, and I would rather encourage you to start it. So the first one is the no meeting day or week, or even there are some organizations when there is a no meeting month. The situation is the following. No human being is able to keep her or his performance at a stable level throughout the year. It's not a coincidence that when a professional athlete is working, then he's trying to keep his peak performance at some point of the year right now. But as an employee, our abilities are the exact same like the professional athletes. That's the situation. So we have to somehow keep the balance throughout the whole year and try to focus on the peak moments when we have to give our peak performance, the peak piece of performance, right? For that, to being able as an organization to keep a day or a whole week in a month, or a whole month in a year, and all three options are definitely working, without any kind of meeting, this is already an option to give you, because if you don't have a meeting for a whole day or for a whole week, then you can work from anywhere and you can work for any time, right? And then you will see how you can work alone in your organization. The second one is the no camera day, week, or live. And this is an interesting question as well. There are a lot of organizations, there are a lot of cultures when a camera usage is a must. But we all know from the neuroscientist perspective, because I'm an expert in neuroscience as well, somehow in behavioral analysis. So we all know from neuroscience perspectives that seeing our own picture in the camera keeps our mind to an endangered situation, which will immediately increase our stress level. Okay, and this is why Zoom fatigue is a real possibility, is a real thing for all of us, right? Okay, so being able to turn off the camera for a day or for a week or for your life, depending on your organization and depending on your culture, could help you to keep yourself as flexible as possible. We have read a lot of articles around the last, 10, 15 years that multitasking is not an option. Multitasking is impossible. We all know that this is not true anymore right now. So there was an excellent Professor Daniel Kahneman who established the two thinking methods, the fast and the slow thinking methods within our brain. And this is definitely true that, for example, during driving or during just walking, if you are just wandering around, your brain can think, multitask, right? So this is an option. You can do it parallel if the part of the movement is automatic. So if you would like to keep your flexibility, then let's take a walk and try to have a meeting meanwhile walking. First, is that simple? No, it's not. Is that possible? Yes, it is. And how to take notes then? Then the question arises with AI, definitely, for example, because your AI assistant, which are a lot of thousands of varieties available already online, could sit into your online meeting and keep your notes instead of you. This is the world we are living in, so try to live with the possibilities. The open door policy, especially at teams. As a leader, we know in the 90s, that at the beginning of the 21st century, that there were the open door policy at the organization, which means that your boss is able to keep his or her door open, so you can just walk in, ask a question, and then walk off. Okay, but when we had the door at our offices, then we had the option to close it. But right now, as we are sitting in a Teams or we are sitting in a Zoom, or door is always open. That simply is impossible to work here. Okay, so I would encourage all your leaders, if you are here as well, to somehow and sometime close your door, because otherwise that's impossible to work, right? There is another point which is a very easy one. Sounds very easy, but it's not very easy to keep it. And this is related to the meeting efficiency. Who knows why we set, and when I'm saying we, I mean we globally, in all the organizations we are working throughout, from Uzbekistan to Toronto. We've set the default meetings to 60 minutes. And if I would like to keep it shorter, then I try to do it in 30 minutes, for example. But come on, who the heck told you that we have to set the default 60 minutes? That's not okay. Let's try to reset the default to 15 minutes, for example. And in that case, you have to code if you would like to keep the double time, or if you would like to keep a whole hour, for example, then you have to do some reasoning. And with that simple exercise, you will get a tons of time and the tons of flexibility immediately. But for that, you have to try, definitely. I've already told you that 7 out of 10 employees are feeling that their abilities are not used at their workplaces. So what I would encourage all of you that don't do any kind of engagement survey, because these are normally absolutely biased survey. We all know that from the HR department, but we have to do skill survey instead. So asking your students, asking your groups, asking even your professors, and asking even your leaders and all the peers that are you feel your skills are utilized or not? This is the question what we are really curious of. Okay, so and it's gonna be useful to know who is the one who is feeling that their abilities are just underutilized, because underutilization grows the bored out syndrome, and bored out syndrome, it's a much bigger problem than burnout throughout the whole world, right? This is my sixth point here. Set a deep work zone in time and in the office as well. Deep work means when you are able to work undisturbed, without any phone connection, without any Wi-Fi connection, just work within your brain, or use the Wi-Fi only for searching the data you would like to use for example, your article or about your job. This kind of deep work zones, for example, just label a deep work Monday and use it in an asynchronous day, etc. This will help immediately the efficiency in your whole organization, and as well increase your flexibility. And of course, you don't have to invent the wheel alone. So if you are working in a group, in a team, in an organization, then the employee involvement and the peer involvement is the most important part of the story. So try to ask them, try to involve them to work on your initiatives and how to do that. And what I have already also promised you to show how we could include the AI into the learning and development, because every organization is already said that. There is this employee survey, which I have already shown you. There were a couple of surveys, but I can send you it later on if anyone is curious. So the most desired skills based on all the surveys, again, throughout the whole world, is the artificial intelligence, because they are saying, and employees are saying, that 29% thinks that artificial intelligence is the much more desired skills in 2023 already, and I definitely expect this number growing this year. But tell you the truth, which you have to remember somehow, that AI is not a skill. Okay, so AI is not a skill. But then what's this? We have already learned about machine learning, but what's this really? There is the Google CEO, Sundar Pichai, who said already 6 years ago that AI is perhaps the most important thing humanity has ever invented. I think it will bring about a deeper, more fundamental transformation than electricity or fire. And I love this. I love this one, because this definitely shows the importance of AI, even if we don't know if he's true or not. But my question here, and you should think about the answer before I'm showing you that what is it good for? What AI is good for? If this is the most desired skill in a company, what is it good for? And the answer from the experts are the following. And you should remember this when you are working with AI in the future or in the current times as well. AI is a general purpose technology, okay? A general purpose technology, like electricity. So experts are believing that in 3, maximum 10 years, all our work processes will somehow contain AI automatization processes, right? all our work processes. And when I'm speaking about work, that this is only because of the conference, because the real truth is that all our living processes will include somehow AI, as we all use electricity in every single moment in our life, right? So right now my laptop is working with electricity. My LED ring for getting me some lights in the middle of the night, this is doing electricity as well. And I have used for teeth brushing and for everything. And AI is exactly the same, okay? So it's not a skill, it's a general purpose technology. Definitely not a skill. And you should remember this. And as you don't teach a child what electricity is used for, because this is impossible, this is how it's absolutely impossible to teach AI for any kind of leaders or for any employees or for any human being around the world, because this is not a skill. We all are aware that AI is absolutely important. We all have to increase somehow our awareness and being able to use all the tools which is not invented yet, okay? So what we have to keep, this is our curiosity, and this is our intention to learn as many AI-powered things as possible, as we learned how to use the dishwasher, how to use the lettering, how to use the toothbrush, and all the electricity working things, right? So keep your curiosity and try to use as many AI thing and tool which will be invented as possible to make the employees the employee needs fulfilled as an organization. Okay, so this was my message for today, and thank you very much for your attention. And if you would like to download my presentation, then you can do it by shooting the QR code. Thank you so much. And Kiky, thanks for your introduction as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dorka, for the presentations. I believe as someone who witnessed firsthand, right, the use of AI in organization, I think your insight are very invaluable and also give us perspective that probably the rise of AI is also perhaps because of the demand from the business or industry itself to be more efficient, also from the workers who demand more flexible working hours, and therefore there is a need for AI integrations on business activities. I think I resonate exactly with your remarks regarding the modern employees' demand for efficiency and focus on work, because I would love to have only 15 minutes meeting instead of an hour meeting. But I think it's crucial, right, to tailor these demands to fit the cultural context of where the business operates. Because like, for instance, in Indonesia, where socializing is highly valued, perhaps it's gonna be hard to implement efficiency in the meeting because we like to talk about other things aside of like the meeting agenda. Anyway, thank you very much, Dorka, for the presentations.
Thank you for the possibility.
Yeah, as Dorka concludes her speech, we've now heard from all of our speakers, and now it's the turn for participants. So if you have any burning questions for our speaker today, please feel free to ask. You can unmute yourself if you want to ask your questions directly to our speakers today. For those who have posted their questions on the chat box, you can also perhaps, if you would like, to deliver your questions directly. So I will now give the time for the participants. Is there any raising hands? Let me check. From the participants, is there any participants who would like to ask directly? We have plenty of questions on the chat box, so maybe I can start with that. Yeah. Okay, so we have some questions and from the chat box that have been compiled. The first question, so it doesn't specify to which to whom the question is addressed to. So there's a questions from Mr. Aziz. So maybe these questions, maybe this is for Dorka. I think it's more appropriate for you to address these questions. So what are the best steps for accountants, or what suggestions probably for you for accounting students, given that, you know, the integrations of AI in the business what are some of the skills perhaps that accountants should have in order not to be replaced by technology? Maybe Dorka, you can give your perspective on these questions.
There is a saying which I'm very agree with, that the one who uses AI will replace the one who don't. And that's definitely true here. So what I would encourage you to use and try to learn all the technologies available. So for example, as I'm doing my business, the accounting part of my business as well, for example, which is just a 30 people organization, but definitely I do have my ChatGPT open for more than 70 minutes a day. Because for all the notes, for all the perspectives, for all the meeting minutes, for all the articles, you can use these learning and language models to recap your mistakes and reform your thoughts as many as possible. There are a lot of accountants around who are already using it, for example, for audit reports and for filing reports as well, because these technologies can learn very efficiently. So you can train your robot as soon as possible. But there are a lot of free courses and Coursera and Udemy available, and try to include it in every single workday. I guess this should be my message here.
Thank you, Dorka, for your perspective. Is there any additions perhaps from Professor Syaiful Ali or Dr. ID on these questions? Your perspective as academics, perhaps like what our students should have in order to maintain their competitive advantage.
Okay, yeah. I think I agree with what Dorcas said, that keep learning and then learn the new technology, because I also agree that accountant with AI will replace accountant without AI. Yeah. So I think well, the thing is we have I think we have issues in our accounting curriculum. Not many our materials in the curriculum, so as far as I know, integrated AI in their materials. So that's one challenge that I think we are facing at the moment. But I think, as Dorka said, there are plenty of resources to learn outside the classroom. So from internet, from YouTube, from learning platform. There are many, they are provide many free of charge teaching or learning opportunities for us learning in this AI context. So yes, I think it's just keep learning and then try to use this in our daily activities. And the thing is, I am in the near future, I don't believe that AI will replace accountant. I don't believe it. There's I read a recent paper. There's another issue. For example, like there's for example, there's a hype that blockchains will will be used in accounting domain. But there's a paper published, I think 2 years ago in the US, saying that a lot of auditors in the US, they don't have a lot of knowledge about blockchains. That's interesting. Considering US is a developed countries, right? So I think in the near future, I don't believe that AI will replace accountant works, auditor works. Maybe some big guys in accounting firm like Big Four, they will use AI, but it's not going to replace the human auditors. So if I were a student, I think I will learn some AI tools like data analytics, like machine learning, or knowing just the concept and the knowledge. If I have more time, I will learn the skill as well. I think that's all. Thank you.
Well, I think I will then connect to the second questions. I think it closely related with what Professor Syaiful Ali has been addressed to. So this is a questions from Miss Afika from UMK Malaysia, and this question is directly addressed to Dr. ID. Okay. So the question is, if I may read, may I get your opinion on how current traditional accounting curriculum can be transformed to adopt and adapt AI-based technology and content? Appreciate if you can share some personal experience on this too. And perhaps my other question, how do you think this AI embedded curriculum relevant and responds to the current industry needs? Thank you. So, Dr. ID, yeah.
Okay, thank you for the questions. I think I'm going to relate the first questions and second questions together. When it's come to the accounting curriculum, just as like I mentioned in my presentations earlier, the importance about debit credits, the concepts should be form the basis of the knowledge in accounting curriculum. But when it's come to the current technologies, they have to be embraced with it as well. In which that in our accounting curriculums, which has recently been come out by Malaysian Institute of Accountants, we have our own directions in which that all accountants should learn about the tools that has been used in data analytics, in which that when we talk about the accountant's roles previously, is no longer focused on data recordings or reportings alone, but they move towards into analytics and advance in helping decision makers to make decisions. So that is the parts that they should focus on. So the thing is, if the employers out there going to hire accountants, which accountants that they're going to hire? Accountants with knowledge on accountings alone, or accountants with AI or additional skills related with AI and technologies? So the answer is very straightforward. So students, okay, not just needs to know, although the curriculums is still using the traditional methods, they have to know how they're going to sell themselves as a future accountants. So they needs to, like Prof. Syaiful mentions now, they have to develop their skill, additional skills that can sell them when they works out there. So although the part is the AI or text technology will not not change or replaced by technologies, but the accountant itself has to embrace their knowledge, have to equip the knowledge and skill with all those kind of technologies. So I hope that I answering the questions from by Dr. Afika just now.
Okay, thank you, Dr. ID. I think we have the third and fourth questions are the same. This is actually for Dr. Effiezal, but I think Professor Syaiful can also address these questions. So this is a questions from Ali Mohamad. So his question was, may you provide example of how authors have successfully demonstrated the viability of AI, particularly in the context of accounting research? Maybe Professor Syaiful Ali can help answer this question.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think this is an interesting question, yeah, because there are some papers that talking about the inclusion or the use of AI in their research, and I would say it's not an issue here, as long as there is a clear information about to what extent AI has been used in the research. If you notice, like if you are going to submit a paper in good journal nowadays, they already there's like a part of the submission process in which the author must state it to what extent AI is used in your paper, right? Obviously, it's not a problem as long as we highlight to what extent we use the paper. Now, if we are honest, I think well, say like, well, I use AI to generate my sentence or and everything and so on. And the thing is, if we say it honestly, then obviously the auditor would say, what would be the contribution of the human author then, right? So I will say it's okay, but I think we need to also be careful, that AI is not a perfect, right? It's not a perfect tool, like sometimes I also use ChatGPT quite frequently. Sometimes they just, telling us things that not really perfect, like we need to read and then try to understand the sentence. Another thing is, for example, like ChatGPT, they doesn't provide references. So be careful with that. There's an issue with plagiarism as well. So I would say it's okay, using AI, maybe some part of our research, yeah. But the main contribution, for example, like the idea of the research, the novelty of our research, um, the research method, I think those things cannot be replaced by AI. I think that's my opinion.
Can I add a little bit?
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
answering to
we
that?
have quite similar questions on the next slide. Maybe we can show you the next slide because it has like quite similar questions in regards to the use of AI in research. Mas Gofar, can you move on to the next? Yeah, maybe this one for this question, especially for, maybe we can jump to the question by Bu Poppy. Maybe Dr. ID, you can address this one. In regards to the use, like maybe you can give additional explanations on how the ethics of using AI in producing scientific writing.
All right. So I'm going. Yes. Can I proceed? Okay. All right. Okay. So recently, I just published my books about mastering bibliometric analysis with ChatGPT. So and I will conduct the class on how we can utilize ChatGPTs in research writing. The important parts when we use AI in research actually is we have to make sure that we use it within our the scopes that we can control, not beyond the ones that AI also didn't know where the idea or the actual resource has been come from. Okay, for example, we can utilize AI in analyzing a complex analysis, whether it's from accounting research or any types of research. The data is belong to us. The data is belong to ours, the ones that we have analyzed it using various kind of tools. But we can, okay, request the helps from ChatGPT, for example, to helps in terms of interprets some of the data. But the important part is our job to make sure that before we use AI, we have integrate ourselves with our HI, human intelligence, okay, rather than artificial intelligence, which means that we know what are the expected answers given by AI. And regarding asking AI to do the LR, for us, is a really big no. Unless the literatures that been given to the AI is the literatures that we know, and like mentioned here, the resource that we can control. So we give the a few literatures, they can interpret it, but we have to make sure that we cross-check all the things given by AI. You have to bear in mind that at the end of the day, the research outputs that been produced by us is our responsibility. So no matter whether you use AI or not you are actually responsible in every words and sentence that that produce from your papers or any book. So that is okay from my point of view.
Yeah. So if I may extend on that a little bit to Professor Syaiful Ali and also Dr. Aidi. So is there any guidelines that the authors can use, for example, from the journal? Like if we incorporate some of the maybe ChatGPT works, is there any like some acknowledgement maybe at the, below, in the top or maybe in whatever part of that paper that we mentioned that we actually use some kind of portions of AI? Is there any some sort of like guidelines like that?
Yeah, LCV have a guideline. LCV and Emirates on all the top publishers, I believe that they have their own the guidelines in using AI. So there are some big no for certain kind of tasks, and some of the things that yes we can utilize AI, but at the end the scripts normally you have to declare. Yeah. So and you have to make sure that AI is not part of your authors. Okay, it's also the big no. So we use the tools and we have to declare it. So maybe Prof. Syaiful can continue.
Yes. Yeah. I think I agree with what Professor Aidil mentioned that top journals they have section during a submission process in which author must state it whether they use AI or not in their paper. If they did use it, then they must explain how they use it. So again, like if I were using AI for maybe 50% of my paper, I think I'm not appropriate to submit this paper. This is not my intellectual right for that. So I won't submit this kind of papers. So far, I haven't. But the thing is, like if we can use AI for things like data collecting, for data collecting. So for example, like I saw a paper in which they use AI like Python to extract certain terms in annual reports. So they use like Python applications in which they can take the data, and then obviously they mention it in their research methodology part, right? So we can use that as a tool. Obviously, that's part of, I think, the answer of the question. So for data analysis, we can use AI for data collecting, but like Professor Aidil mentioned that these are our works. We have to get full knowledge about this. We don't just rely upon the result of whatever ChatGPT give us. That's not the way to write a paper. And the thing is, just be careful. Because somehow what is it like? Software to detect plagiarisms, they also use AI nowadays. So they can check whether your paper is also or created using AI. They can check it now. Like for example, like Grammarly now. Like they can check using AI and tune it in, for example. So I think one thing is we can use AI to some extent. For example, like understanding the literatures, for example, maybe try to write some part of the paragraph, for example, like to make it easier for readers to understand. But again, this must be using not I think not to a great extent, but to some extent. So yeah, I think that's my opinion on this question, Kiky.
Yeah, thank you very much to Professor Syaiful Ali and also Dr. Aidi. The last questions, I believe it has been indirectly answered previously by Professor Syaiful Ali in regards to the possibility of replacing accountants, or in this case is auditors' job. But perhaps if I can rephrase the questions, what are the things perhaps right now that auditors' job is now being taken care of by the AI, and what sort of like the things maybe that in the future AI can help the works of audit, like, so what is currently now that is not being processed by the human auditor, by the robot auditor? Do you have some cases or do you have some information on this, Professor Syaiful?
Yeah. I think I got it in my slide actually. I also have sent my presentation files to Rian, but let me read again. So this is a study from Munoko et al. 2020. They studied 14 accounting firms. I believe this is in the US, and to what extent AI has been used in the auditing activities, and I think it's the most the highest task that was helped by AI is selecting transaction for testing. Another one is analytics, risk assessment, testing transaction, preparing audit work papers. And the other activities that, according to the study, are going to be, the respondents anticipated to use AI in the next 2 years. So this is about now, 2022, are going concern evaluation, evaluating control, and monitoring clients' internal control. So for example, like going concern evaluation, going concern evaluation, we can run some models to, for example, like bankruptcy model, to test whether this particular client can sustain in the future. So we can actually use AI for this task. So those are the tasks that can be helped using AI. But the thing is, I think some other higher level job in audit cannot be easily replaced by AI. So some routine tasks, lower level tasks of audit, I think that will be the best done by AI. Yeah, I think that must answer, Kiky. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear for the answer. Thank you very much. I may check once again if I missed some questions on the participant list. Yeah, I think we have all the questions addressed by the participants. Is there any concluding remarks, perhaps from the speakers, before we end this main event session, before I close? If not, then probably let me just close the sessions. So I think it's been very fruitful discussions these past 2 hours. So if I may say that, rather than viewing the rise of AI, right, as a negative development, I think we should embrace it as a positive force for progress and also innovations. As students also, and as academic, as researcher, I think AI also not only revolutionalize like what we have been done in the past, but also enable us to progress and also make some innovations and improvement. So I think, talking from my own perspective, because I'm using R for my data analysis, I'm using, sometimes I'm using ChatGPT, right, to pinpoint my error code, and that's pretty easy and handy. This is my guilty plea, but I think that I'm just going to say that AI has been very helpful, and of course, as human, as we should be the one that is taking control of the AI, so that we can make the most out of it. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as our seminar draw to close, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to our 4 distinguished speakers for sharing their invaluable insights and also expertise today. I also want to extend my appreciation to all the participants who have been actively engaged in our sessions. Thank you very much for your enthusiasm. So on behalf of the Master Student Associations and Master Science of Accounting program at the Faculty of Economics and Business Universitas Jenderal Sudirman, I would like to conclude this main event, and we look forward to the possibility of welcoming all the 4 speakers again on another occasions. So I will now hand back the time to the MC. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bu Kiky.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Kiky, for leading the international seminar. And as an appreciation to the speakers for sharing with us today, I would like to invite Mr. Askarian Ravinda, SA, M.Sc, Ph.D, AKCA, the chairman of the 3rd International Students Conference on Accounting and Business, to deliver the certificates.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and esteemed colleagues. It is with great pleasure that I stand before you today to honor a remarkable and also we draw near the conclusion of this enlightenment gathering. We take a moment to extend the appreciation to all speakers, start from the Dr. Effiezal Abdul Wahab. Thank you very much for the fruitful discussion, and we learn a lot from you. Next. And also from Associate Professor TS Dr. ID Ahmi. Thank you very much. This is the 3rd time we have you here, Dr. ID Ahmi. Thank
you very much.
And also for Professor Syaiful Ali, MIS, Ph.D, AKCA. Thank you very much, Prof. Ali.
Thank you.
And also my dear colleagues from Hungary, which is still really early morning there, Dorka, Nagy. Thank you very much for your time. Even in the early morning in Hungary, you still can join in this conference. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Professor Ali.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sekalian.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Askarian. And once again, thank you for the speakers and moderator. And I hope we can continue the collaboration for the next occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now approaching the end of this international seminar. This session will be closed with a break of 45 minutes. And for the second session, the parallel session, I encourage the participants to attend at 12:45 p.m. For all the participants are welcome to join in the parallel session. Zoom link will be in the book program. Also, announcement of past paper and presenter session will be continued after a break of the parallel session. I encourage the participants to attend the main room at 3:30 p.m. Once again, I want to remind all participants to mark your attendance through a link on the chat box. And for those who want to get the certificate, you can confirm your Indonesian Rupiah 50,000 payment to the contact provided. I, Syaiful Pamungkas, would like to deliver our gratitude to all audiences attending this international seminar. I apologize for any inconvenience you may experience throughout this international seminar. Thank you very much for your active participation during the seminar. See you at the second session.